HQ presents The Best Is Yet to Come by Katy Colins. Read by Eilidh Beaton. Chapter 1. Izzy. Izzy wished she could stop crying. She sniffed loudly and glanced at her phone. There were still 6 hours until Andrew came home. 6 hours until she would be rescued. 360 long minutes left to endure. Unless he called to say he was going to be late. Again. That may tip her over the edge. She had been proud of herself this morning for managing to hold back the tears until his car had left the drive. He had been too busy connecting his phone to the car's Bluetooth to see her stare out of the rain-splattered window at him, visibly overwhelmed by the prospect of another day with no purpose other than to survive. The cold, grey February day loomed long, not helped by the swollen sky and determined rain clouds to scupper any plans she might have had to brace the outdoors. She grabbed a tissue, the last in the box, and blew her nose. Some days she couldn't exactly remember why she was crying. But right now, it was because she had reached her limit. This bone-aching exhaustion was certainly slowly killing her. Grits rested in her eyes, her limbs constantly ached, and pounding headaches were never far away. If she could just get more than 3 hours of sleep in one go, then she was sure she could take on anything the world threw at her. She cupped her hands over her ears to drown out her newborn daughter's cries. The torturous sound made her heart feel like it was being stabbed with 1,000 jagged pieces of glass. Izzy had decided to try the cry it out method, one that her mother-in-law had suggested, among many other snippets of advice, in a bid to get Evie to sleep. It had seemed so simple. You made sure your baby was fed, clean, and winded, then you laid them in their cot to sleep. You checked on them when they cried, after 3 minutes, but never picked them up in the hope that they would eventually settle themselves. Anything was worth a shot at this desperate stage. In the 5 weeks since bringing Evie home from the hospital, Izzy had tried everything, from using stuffed animals that played lullabies on a loop, to rocking her, to blasting white noise from her iPhone. Nothing worked. She was lucky if her daughter managed to settle for a couple of hours each night. According to her phone timer, it had only been 42 seconds since she last checked on her. Izzy bit down on her bottom lip as the steady cries grew in volume from upstairs. All she wanted was 5 minutes of peace, downstairs, on her own. Enough time to enjoy a hot cup of tea, or even take a super quick shower and wash her greasy hair, instead of constantly relying on dry shampoo. Enough time to sit in silence and clear her head. If she was really honest with herself, what she wanted was to have her old life back. She could never, ever say this out loud to anyone. Even just thinking it made her feel a little bit sick. But it was true. She had imagined maternity leave to feel like one long, lovely weekend with idyllic family outings, discovering local hidden gems that she'd never had the time to explore before. Or long, lazy pub lunches as her peaceful baby napped. Or even time to dedicate to a new hobby. But it wasn't like that at all. Right now, Izzy longed to have a purpose. Some place to be, something that fulfilled her, as she clearly wasn't cut out to be a mother. Izzy glanced around the messy lounge to find the remote control. Perhaps she could turn the volume up really loud to block the crying out. The room had been taken over by gaudy plastic and stuffed toys. Welcome to the world new baby cards in every possible shade of pink you could imagine cluttered the surfaces.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?